All right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. This is LJ's housing market update and our office meeting for February 7th, 2024. And let's get started. So first, we want to start off with dispute that we had this morning on WhatsApp, right? And we want to set some rules for our WhatsApp group. So anytime you're typing in anything, just know that there's about 60 or more agents in that group, right? So that channel that we have, it should be only used for real estate. Is to be, we want to promote each other. Hey, this person did this closing. Hey, this person is hosting an open house. Hey, this person went under contract. We want to encourage each other that, hey, we're from the same team and we want to promote each other. We don't want to see any negativity at all when it comes to WhatsApp group. Okay? We don't want to see we just don't want to hear about any personal disputes. If it's a personal dispute, first, you guys should talk and see how that goes. Second should be, hey, let me get my broker involved so I can actually talk to both parties and see what's going on. But it should not be something public, and we should not be blaming anyone for anything. Every one of you guys, every one of us have a story, right? We have our struggles, we have the ups and downs in life, right? And we all have our temper problems. But in order to stay professional, you have to ignore all those things. You got to make sure that, hey, I'm not talking about politics. I'm not talking about religion. I'm not talking about or having any negative comments about anyone, right? Just keep it to yourself. So we just want to be professional at all times, guys. This is with your clients. This is with your fellow agents. This is with anybody you're interacting with. So, if you're not happy about anything with anyone, please do not put it on WhatsApp group. We had this issue about a year ago, a year passed, we never posted anything, and this morning we're hearing something like that. We just don't want that. All right. So it's, we're telling you nicely, guys, please follow the rules. And we're not asking you to do anything out of the blue. We're just staying professional and being respectful for each other. All right, guys. So next, let's flip the script here for our interest rates. So our interest rates for 30 years conventional loans were 6.96 as of this morning. They have been gone down and up. The lowest that we saw last week after the Fed meeting were around 6.65. And some people locked in their, loans that were already applying. They were part of the transaction. So they won on that note. The following day started going back up. It went back to 7.12, and now it's back to 6.96, still hovering around 7%, your interest rates. Okay, so according to Freddie Mac, similar outcome there too from last week. So your buying power does increase, or your client's buying power does increase when when the interest rates are dropping. So as you can see here, that if a person was to get a loan in today's market at 6.99, that person's monthly payment, which is principal and interest, would be $4,300, and their loan amount can be $650. Whereas if it was 7.74%, which we saw a couple of months ago, that person would qualify for almost $50,000 less. Okay, so you should be talking to your clients and seeing, hey, go to your loan officer, see how much you are approved for in today's market. Okay. Next, guys, let's talk about affordability. This could be example or for your client's household income or, yourself. So if your household income is $90,000 and your down payment is around $60,000, your monthly debt, this is going to be your monthly debt where your minimum payments are due every month, right, for your credit card debt, any revolving debt. And we're going to use $5,000 property taxes, $1,500 property insurance, 6.99 as interest rate at their DTI of 45%, which they should be able to make their payments comfortably. They can purchase a property for $463,000. Right? You guys know as realtors, it's hard to find a property anything below $500,000 in New York, right? So this person might still end up waiting or adding a co-signer, right? You see that all the time. Their pre-approval is not much, but they say, hey, show me this property too I saw on Zillow. Just don't say no to them. Just say, hey, okay, fine. I can go ahead and show him this. And if they like the property, they'll add a co-signer to it. right? So this happened many times. I don't want you to lose out on a client on that note. Okay. The next one here, it's the next household is income is $120,000. So this family is making $120,000, and their down payment they want to use is around $100,000. So this family was preparing themselves for to purchase a property and be a homeowners, and it took them a couple of years. But one of their goal was to have their monthly debt at zero. It was really hard for them, but it was doable. They got rid of all their credit cards. They did not close their credit cards. They just paid off the debt and left those credit cards open. It's very important. If you decide, hey, I'm going to pay this credit card and I'm going to close this, it's going to have a negative effect on your credit scores. So better yet, even if you have a $10,000 limit, leave that limit on, but just don't use it. Okay, so that's what the family did here. Everything else remains same from scenario one, and this family can purchase a house for $695,000, and their monthly payment is going to be $4,500. Okay. Okay. Future homes. Sonia, future homes. Okay. So the same family now, if they decide to make $200 extra payment, right? Just $200 extra payment, this loan that they have for 30 years can turn into 26 years, right? So 26 years. So they're going to chop off 4 years, and they're going to save $138,000 from just paying off $200 extra. So these are the same people who come to our office and say, hey, I want to get a 15-year mortgage. We tell them that, hey, that is going to save them 4 years by just making $200 payment extra. Okay. Next that we have is in the news, guys, here. So this is what is really going on, and I want you to teach your clients as well that, hey, there's a major issue going on with the real estate fraud, right? There could be a wire fraud. So one of the biggest one, well, let's read the headlines first, that real estate fraud risk is on the rise. Victims are sounding the alarm, right? Similar outcome from the other headlines too. So how can you tell your clients? You can tell your clients like, hey, if we're about to close now, right? I'm about to do a final walkthrough with you. If you get any email, any fishy email, please don't click on it. Don't download anything. And absolutely do not send them any wire. Don't move your money unless your loan officer tells you over the phone or in person. So that's the best approach you can have. Like if you, hey, your closing is happening, somehow these people, these fraudsters out there, they actually find out and they make very similar emails, right? So maybe it might be a dot included, it might be, something going on, and they say, hey, we need you to wire X amount of money, your closing is happening tomorrow. Not everybody, but there's even one person getting caught in that fraud is a problem. So we want to prevent that for life. So as a realtor, just have that conversation. Hey, we're about to have our final walkthrough. You're going to be closing. You might be getting some emails. Just don't click on it if you're not expecting anything. And the best approach is call your attorney, call your loan officer, and say, hey, the final funds I actually have to bring at the closing table, I don't want to wire those. I want to bring them as certified check. That's what 99% of the people do. Okay? So, but that's your client should be directly communicating in person or over the phone with that right party, not through an email. Okay. Next, guys, your housing market posts positive indicators, but home prices remain elevated. Home prices are not coming down anytime soon. If some people are thinking that that's going to happen, you as a realtor, some of you guys have 10 years of experience, 20 years of experience, right? That housing prices are not going to come down because there's going to be more buyers looking for the same property. They qualify for the same amount as you do. There's more of you. It's just supply and demand. How come the prices come down? One argument is that there's going to be so many properties on the market. Every seller is going to be panicking and they're going to be selling their property. If that happens, we see that the market inventory doubles or triples, then we can talk about it. But we don't see that anytime soon. So if anybody's saying, hey, I'm just waiting for the market to crash or the market's prices to come down, you can simply tell them, hey, it's not going to happen. It's simply supply and demand. The interest rates are coming down. More buyers are going to qualify as much as you do, and there's going to be a bidding war. Okay. And this headline, it really bothers me as a broker here too, because we have 70 agents that we want to do the right thing all the time. So this headline saying that, hey, Black Americans disproportionately affected in housing market. Any stat that you look at, different counties are worse compared to other counties and everything. But when we're looking at minority, right, we want to treat everyone equal for sure. But we want to help change these stats over the years. It will take every one of us to be doing the right thing. So how could we actually help them? So if anybody is looking to look for a property, just don't judge them at all, right? So you don't know what their situation is and what their situation can be, right, when they're ready to purchase the house. But we're all human beings. We can change these stats. The reason these stats suck or they were not that great is because we had discrimination going on for many, many years in this country. But now, as the new generation, every new generation is coming up, there's a little bit more open-minded, and it's getting better and better. Us being as a realtors, we're on the front lines. We're actually helping these clients or not, right? If you're not, you're going to be the ones that's not, making sure these stats stay down. But we want to do the other way around. We want to help out every one of these clients. So please do not judge any client. Look at if they have a pre-approval. If I'm the realtor, all I care about is what you qualify for and how many properties can I show you. I don't care where you're from, what's your race, anything of that nature. My goal is simple, to get you under contract. I'm going to do that by showing you enough properties. Okay. Weekly mortgages climb as the market adjusts. We saw that last week when the interest rates came down. A little bit more interest showed by these home buyers. Okay. So these were what happened in 2023. We didn't have a lot of people buying houses. Why was that? You guys can see the stats here. Around 32% simply said, even as realtors, that there was not enough inventory out there, not enough properties on the market. So lack of inventory was 32%, right? Your housing affordability. Hey, I like this house. I want to buy this house. I simply can't afford the mortgage payment. My budget is around $3,500, but my loan officer is saying that, hey, it's $4,300. I don't want to go through that route. That's what happened in 2023, right? Or even difficult finding the right property. With so limited inventory, I don't have much choices. I have to, I really want a pool. I can't get that. Okay, fine. But I really want a nice backyard. Maybe I have to go with the smaller one because I can't afford a bigger one. But those were the issues that we were having in 2023. So if the interest rates are coming down, you got to have a conversation with your clients and help them out, right? These things are changing. 9% of them are expecting that the prices might come down, right? It's going to come down. Those are the people that don't know or does not have enough information. So you as a realtor have to educate them. Okay. Next, guys, look at these home prices as well. This is from our MLS Stratus stats for the whole year from February 2023 until January 2024 for Nassau. You guys can see the prices the year before versus the current year, right? Majority of them after August, it just went up. Okay. So please, you guys can educate your clients that, hey, prices are not coming down anytime soon. The sales are increasing because the interest rates are dropping. More people are showing interest. So you want to be part of those transactions. Okay. We spoke about this already. So a new program is coming out through Freddie Mac where they're going to be giving up to $2,500 for down payment assistance program. So this is going to be possible through Freddie Mac's program called Home Possible program. The program already exists. People who actually qualify for Home Ready program is the one who make 80% or below their area median income. So keep it simple. So if one of the area median income is $100,000, if they make $80,000 or less, they qualify for Home Possible. But if they want to get this $2,500 credit, they got to make 50% or less. So that means they got to make $50,000 or less and they would qualify for this credit. So this is coming in the headlines. It started yesterday. So maybe your clients will see these headlines and say, hey, do you know about this $2,500 down payment assistance program? You can tell them, yes, Freddie Mac is coming out with it, but it's only for people who make 50% or less than the area medium income. Okay. Why they're doing this? Because they know that down payment and closing costs are among the largest barriers for home ownership. If you want to buy a house, you can say, yes, I can afford this payment, man. My rent is maybe $2,500, but my mortgage is going to be $3,800. Yeah, I can afford that, but I just don't have enough down payment. I don't have enough closing costs. So they just want to be that helping hand. And that is one of the truths that, one of the largest barrier is your down payment. Once you have that down payment, then some of these guys realize that, oh crap, I still have to worry about my closing cost, right? That surprises them as well. And this program that we're talking about is going to get started on March 1st. All right, guys. So you as a realtor, if someone tells you what is the difference between pre-qualified versus pre-approved, pre-qualified, think of it that provides a ballpark estimate on how much someone can borrow. It does not hold as much weight as your pre-approval, right? So with the pre-approval, with pre-qualified, just know that majority of these loan officers will not give them a written pre-qualified. Like us, we only provide pre-approval. If it's pre-qualified, we tell them over the phone, hey, this is how much they qualify for. But when you, as a realtor, showing them properties, you want to make sure that, especially for expensive properties, you want to show them that, that they're getting a pre-approval and not just pre-qualified, right? With pre-approval, this loan officer checked their docs already. They know how much they qualify. They know what the DTI is, debt to income ratio. And now they're telling them, hey, here's the pre-approval. Go see a property with your real estate agent. And this is where you come in. Okay. And like I said, guys, I want you guys to interact with each other, right? So get to know your real estate agents and loan officers and what to talk about, right? That's what the main question is. Like, hey, if I'm talking to each other, what are we talking about? You can create connections through real estate with many different questions that you guys have. One of them, if you're a new agent and you see that another agent is doing really well, you see them on WhatsApp and all that, you guys can talk to them and see what they're doing, right? Are they doing this full-time, part-time? Just connect with them. Right? You can say, hey, can I ask for a favor? I have a client or situation or opportunity. I would love your opinion, right? You guys can get started with that. So things like that, if you run into a situation and you don't want to talk to me first, maybe you want to talk to one of our another agent, just say, hey, how would you handle this situation? So, if you want to be in real estate for the long run, please get to know your peers as well. Even make connections with other companies out there is not a problem. You want to build many connections as possible. You never know when another agent will say, hey, I only have this off-market property or an open listing, meaning that it's not on MLS. You never know when you guys will have an opportunity to actually work together. Okay. How about on the other hand, if you are the buyer's agent, and you guys like the property and all that, but the listing agent tells you, hey, you have to use this loan officer, you have to use this title company, or you have to use this attorney. What do you tell them? You should tell them, hey, all these three people play a big role when it comes to home ownership. I want to do the right thing by my client, and I want to have the liberty for him to go ahead and choose anybody he wants to work with. Right? If you don't want to accept my offer, it's perfectly fine. But you don't want to jeopardize, this whole transaction because the listing agent may or may not be trying to do something fishy. Okay? There should be a red flag to you. So we had this situation where, one of our agents' offer got accepted and, they're saying that, hey, we have a title issue, but we can get you a clear title if you use this title company. And my answer is like, hey, that means they're doing something under the table. Whatever they're doing, got to be something illegal, that they're going to have a clear title from this particular title company, but not anyone else. Okay? So any of that nature should be a red flag for you. The loan officer is the same thing. You should tell your client, hey, you should speak with at least 2 or 3 different loan. Pramod, you want to mute yourself? Yeah. All right. Thank you. So you want to tell them, hey, go see at least 2 or 3 different loan officers, see what they have to offer, what kind of programs that they have to offer, and then that person, the client, should be choosing. Okay. Same thing for the attorneys, right? The attorney is one of the most important person that's going to be in your transaction. That is the person that's going to be reviewing every line with you. Hey, this what this means. This what this means. So how could I trust the person that the listing agent is referring these parties to? Okay. All right, guys. Any questions? Anything? Any comments so far, guys? All right, guys. Next, we have for investors, right? I saw these 2 new properties just came on the market, and I would prefer that if you can send these property to your investors, people who are looking for all cash deals, people who are trying to flip a property. This should be a good candidate because it seems like both of them are vacant, right? So first one is in Hempstead, listed for 350. 3 bedrooms, 1 bath. Built is not huge. You guys can see around 1,100 square feet, and the lot size for Nassau is not big either, 3920. But still, this person can renovate this place and sell it back for at least 550 for sure. Okay. Next one is in Roosevelt here, listed for 384. It's 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, 5,000 built, and is basically built on the whole lot, right? And the square feet for the lot size is about 5,200 square feet. So it's hugely built, and is vacant. So I would prefer that you guys can send these to your investors. Okay. Another one here is an actual auction, right? This is coming from Property Shark. We usually share this with you guys on weekly basis. This property is coming on the market. The reason I chose this was of the lien. The lien amount is only $334,000. It's a one family in New Hyde Park, 1,300 square foot built. So the auction is happening tomorrow at 2 p.m. On Nassau Supreme Court. Okay. So today I'm going to go over 2 loan programs with you guys, and and the question I will have for you guys is like, which one would you choose? If you were buying a house today, if I gave you these 2 options, which one would you prefer? So the first option is your FHA. You need 580 credit scores. You need 3.5% down payment. Your DTI, debt to income, 54%. To put it in the simplest form is like, let's say if your income is $10,000, you can pay up to $5,400 towards your mortgage. So your DTI can be 54%. And that's the maximum. You want to keep this low as possible. Your closing cost for FHA is going to be between 4 and 6%. So some key points for FHA, it does cost you a little bit more because it has 1.75% upfront cost. It is a one-time fee. It can be added to the loan, but you're still paying for it. 1.75, you don't have this with conventional. And the mortgage insurance. So this seems appealing, hey, 3.5%, but your mortgage insurance will never go away. Simply put, if you have a 30-year mortgage, that mortgage insurance is not going away anytime soon, ever. If you happen to put down 10% or more, then it does go away, but after 11 years. So if you do have an FHA loan, you need to know these 2 things. So initially, if you put down 3%, 5%, 9%, your mortgage insurance is never going away. You put down 10 or more, then it will go away, but after 11 years. Okay. How much is this mortgage though? So to simply put, you can take down $500,000, whatever the loan amount is, times it by 0.55, and that will give you whatever number you get. In this case, it's $2,700, and that's per year. You divide that by 12, and you will get $229. So just know that you're going to be paying $229 at least for a long, long time with FHA. And on top of that, it's going to be your primary residence. You have to live there for at least 1 year. So far we said we need credit scores of 580, 3.5 down payment, and mortgage insurance, right? These are the key points. Versus your conventional, credit scores needed 620. Refresher 580 for your FHA, 620 for your conventional. For down payment, I can put down 5%. Hey, I thought it was 20%. Nope, you can put down 5%. So once you have 5%, you can go with conventional as well. DTI 49%. With FHA was 54%. Now, why is it with conventional lower? Government is giving you that helping hand and saying, hey, you can stretch your budget a little bit. We know you can't afford much, so let's go with a little bit more budget room for you. With conventional, they say, no, we want you to do less than 50%. So 49% is the maximum you can spend on your mortgage. Okay, 3 to 5% closing cost, a little bit less. Why? Because you're not paying that 1.75% upfront. Your mortgage insurance, even if you put down 5%, 10%, 15, any amount that you put down, as soon as you hit 20% equity, you can remove your mortgage insurance. Okay? Your down payment, you can put down 5% for 1 to 2 units. That's what majority of the clients are. But there's few investors who would want to go with 3 or 4 units and they have to put down 20%. But most of your clients as real estate agent, how many properties that you have shown that was single family or 2? Most likely 95% of them. Okay, so this is where your clients fall in. And the good thing about conventional, it can be primary residence or it could be investment, meaning you can rent it out from day one or you can start living there from day one. So which one would you choose? There's 12 of us here. Which one would you prefer? Or if your client asks you, hey, I know you're telling me both of them, which one you like? Anyone?
Conventional.
Conventional, perfect. Any particular reason, Mr. Ali?
Of course, I'm gonna save on the PMI, plus I'm gonna save the 1.5% upfront, and I don't have to live there. I don't have to live. I could rent it out right away.
Perfect. Just those three things, just like perfectly put. If you are having a conversation with your client, just say exactly like that. Hey, I'm not a loan officer. I'm not this, I'm a real estate agent. That's the conversation you're having. But I know enough about the loan programs where you should have a broad idea, but then talk to a loan officer and see what's good. But I would choose conventional because of these three things. And you're not wrong. Right? All three of them make sense. And those are all facts. Nobody can prove you wrong when we're telling them facts. So those three things, and I would go with conventional. If my credit scores, it's at 600, then I don't have this option. Or maybe I have it at 700 and my wife has it at 600. Then, and she wants to be on the mortgage, she can't. Then we have to go with FHA because of her credit score. So these things matter as well. But majority of it's a no-brainer when it comes to, hey, should I go with conventional or FHA because of these bullet points. All right. Thank you, Mr. Ali. So next, guys, if someone asks you what is the difference between interest rate and APR, we want to say, hey, APR holds more value because it will include all the fees. Okay. So when we look at the APR, that's your annual percentage rate. What is going to actually cost you for that loan, mortgage loan, and it's going to include your interest rate plus any other fees. And if someone says, hey, what is combined loan to value? It's just for yourself as well. Some of you guys already own properties. And I do want to give a shout out to our agent, Maninder Paul. He recently purchased a house. He's renting. He really decided to do it. And, he became a first-time home buyer recently. So congrats to MP. Okay. So combined value. So now this property that he just purchased, right? So maybe right now he put down, we're just giving an example. Let's say he put down 20% down, right? So that means he has loan to value is 80%. So now maybe when another 5 years goes by or something, and his first mortgage, this mortgage that he has right now, it goes to 70%. That means he's paying off his mortgage, right? So the loan to value is decreasing. So the loan to value for that one is 70%. But now let's say he needs to get some money out of that property. So maybe he wants $100,000. Let's just say it's going to be 10% of that, right? So your home equity of line that he's about to get for that 10%, the lender is going to look at both loans. It's going to say the first loan, you have 70% LTV, which is your loan to value. And on the second one, which is going to be your equity line of credit, and that's going to be 10%. Combine them, that's 80. So you have only one property, but you have two loans. For both of them put together, that's your combined loan to value. Okay. Guys, if you're new agents, few new agents did join us recently, so I want you to start focusing from day one, building strong relationships, right? Every client, every lead that you're getting in your database, treat it like, hey, they're gonna be closing soon. The day you start doing that, start thinking like that, you're gonna be sending them properties. Even if there's no response from that other end, trust me, those text messages are paying a big effect on that client. They're going to be saying, hey, this person, Tracy has been sending me messages left and right. When the time comes, hey, Tracy, can you show me this property? That's the conversation you would want to have with those clients. And continuous learning, man. You guys are watching, live here. You're coming, you're staying up to date with the market. You guys see the interest rates are changing on daily basis. Right? We're teaching you about loan programs and different things. You guys are educating yourself. What are you going to do with that knowledge? You want to spit it back at your clients. You want to see more professional. Why? Because you know these things now. You're staying up to date with the market. Right? If you want to make money in real estate, you need to know real estate. Okay? Your effective communication with clients through KV Core. I say keep it simple. If you're saying calling to say hi, how are you? That's great, right? That means you're on level 2 of your communication. But level 1 should be just like sending them messages through KV Core. Hey, there's a new property on the market. Check this out. Okay. The technology, the tools, right? These tools are already in our database. They're already on ljagent.com. KV Core, Transaction Desk, Stratus, Geodata. So before the meeting started, I was talking about Transaction Desk. I want every one of you guys to become expert in Transaction Desk. There's a training video on our website on ljagent.com. The first one is updated now. It's about 14 minutes, goes in depth for Transaction Desk, right? You want to be able to send listing agent the co-brokerage agreement, right? Hey, sign this for me, listing agent. You can do that from Transaction Desk. Hey, buyer, sign this agreement for me or sign this disclosure for me. They can do that right from Transaction Desk. There's so many people who are very comfortable e-signing through their apps or through their phones that they have, they're just expecting you to do it as well. Okay? If you learn this one time, you're going to use it 100 times. To know your market, right? Is like as a real estate agent, my main concern should be what's on the market, right? Every single day, it should be a routine for you to go to KV Core and go under listings and click on all MLS listing. And here you guys can see what's on the market. You guys can filter that out in any way you want. Otherwise, just start seeing, even without filtering it, what's on the market overall. We only see what's on Nassau and Queens. So you might not have a client in Freeport right now, or Central Valley right now, or you maybe not even know where the hell these places are, right? What should you do? I look at the name, location. Hey, this is in Nassau. Let me see where Freeport actually is. Where Central Valley is. I know where Valley Stream is. I don't know where Central Valley is. Let me look that up, right? So get more, more and more knowledge on that note. Okay. And take action in your activity. Once you're in your dashboard, you see your client viewing properties, take action. Call them. This person, Mr. Hanji, saw this property 3 times. I'll call him up and say, hey, the system showed that this property was seen 3 times. Do you want me to schedule the showing for you? Take some action, guys. Your job is simple, but something that's, I'm not saying simple, I'm not saying it's easy. For sure is not easy, right? Showing properties when you clients don't show up on time, or you showed 50 properties and that person is going with another agent, it hurts. But at the same time, it's like we need to just simply put in the work. Anytime there's a client that's working with you, stay professional, send them properties, show them properties, and go under contract. right? Once you're under contract, other party is going to take over the same client and is going to take you to the closing table. You're going to come back at the final walkthrough. Okay. How about social media, guys? I'm going a little bit faster because we're running out of time a little bit here. But, social media accounts are super important these days, guys, right? So you can see the stats here. People are watching on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all these apps. Just pick one. Once you start, like my thing was like, hey, I started with all of these apps, but my target was just TikTok. I was like, hey, my goal is by end of this year to have 10,000 followers there. It's very low right now, about 1,200 or 1,300. So I have a long way to go. So even if I go halfway, I was like, yo, I'm gonna start with TikTok. Whatever's on TikTok, I'm gonna, download that and throw it elsewhere. Right? Just pick one platform, make those videos there. Small stuff, keep it short. Get comfortable with it, and even if you don't want to do your own video, you can post. That's things that are related to real estate. You can reshare posts from other things that getting some attention. But just think of it like this: if client looks at your post, does it bring any value, right? If you're showing them any value on those posts, they will follow you. Okay. So guys, our real estate agents and loan officers, I want them to work together when it comes to open houses. We are saying this on every meeting that we want to send this as a reminder. If you have an open house, try to host that open house online. Or if you don't want to do that, you can just call our office, and Sukman here, she can just set this up for you guys on Stratus, right? And this way we can create a flyer. We can share that flyer on the mortgage side and the real estate side, and hopefully you guys can interact with each other and connect at the open house. It will bring more value to your clients as well. When a person is coming in, viewing the property, and your real estate agent is selling the property, and the loan officer can answer any loan program questions or concerns that your client may have. Okay. Open house signs. Thank you guys. We have a few more agents that's coming in to purchase these. In the long run, it's a win-win situation, guys. We don't have to worry about chasing these signs. You don't have to worry about bringing these signs in, and they're very durable. They should last you a long time. So if you want to purchase them, 3 signs for $200, we design it for you. We send it to you. Once you approve it, we send it to this company here, A1 Signs on 101 Avenue. So when it's ready, this person will text you. You pay them $200 cash or Zelle, and you can pick these signs up. Okay. Transaction desk we spoke about. The training video that I was talking to you about earlier, it's on the home page. If you go towards the middle of the page, it says training, agent training. The first video is your transaction desk. Highly recommend that every one of you guys just at least watch this once. Okay. And this year's goal for even if you're a brand new agent should be 8 deals, right? I need to close 8 deals. January's already gone, guys. February, Valentine is coming up, right? So we need to start acting so we can close 8 deals. Every one of you guys should say, hey, I'm on level 1, I'm on level 2. Doesn't matter which level you're on. I want to close 8 deals, so I'm on level 4, which is 100% commission. Have that your goal. Even if you don't hit 8, maybe you get 6, 7, doesn't matter what it is, you're going towards that higher target. Okay, 8 should be your target. Guys, for the loan officers wise, the states, some of you guys forget, we are licensed in New York, New Jersey, Indiana, Georgia, Florida, and Michigan. We have a few more in the pipeline. But, if you guys have a file or if you have a client, and I recommend that you start working with other agents or other loan officers from our company. It doesn't have to come to me for anything or go to Joss for any of this. We are on the back end helping these agents. We're on the same team here. So, any questions regarding any programs, any guidelines, or any of your clients needs a pre-approval, give it to these agents. And these loan officers are trying to connect with you guys as well. Okay. Credit scores, guys, even if it's for yourself, right? Just got to know these things. That credit scores, you need 580 or more for your FHA, 580 or more for your FHA, 620 or more for your conventional. Okay. And both of the main person who's buying the property and the co-signer or the co-borrower must meet the same guidelines. Okay. And any file that you guys are sending to our loan officers, they're sending you a one-time portal for your pre-approvals, any files that you're working with us through LGO Mortgage. So you guys have a nice portal with all your clients, and you guys can print out pre-approval letters from there anytime. And you see with once that you guys have a file under contract, you guys can track it all the way until the closing. So you guys can call in the office and say, hey, what's going on with the status? We give you an update through our teams as well. But through this portal, you guys can actually do this. Okay. Okay. Next we have is your open office listings. As we mentioned, guys, that okay. So guys, on ljagent.com, I just want you to guys to go there, review all the tools there. Every one of those links are for you guys, right? Every one of those links are for you guys. There's no link that's extra or there for no reason. So if you're a real estate agent, it's going to be a positive effect if you actually view this page. Okay. If you're a new agent and if you want to be that helping hand, go ahead and join one of those teams. Either join purple, gold, or blue. Doesn't matter who you join. You just got to make sure the guidelines, though, that you have to complete 4 deals with them, right? If you say that, hey, you don't have to stay there for 1 year. One of our agents asked that question. You don't have to stay there for 1 year, but as long as you can close 4 deals with that person, that agent, or that team leader, you're good to go, right? Because after 4 deals, we expect you to know the whole 9 yards of a transaction and completing that transaction. Okay. So we'll keep it at that, guys. You guys tell me any questions, concerns, and please recommend a couple of topics for me to review for next week for you guys. Okay. All right, guys. So we'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining. We'll see you guys next time. Take care, guys.
Thanks, Lucky. Have a good day.
Yep. Take care, guys.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Lucky.